Dmitry Ovcharov outweighing Lin Gaoyuan by quite a bit. Dima will start with the serve. Lin Gaoyuan just chose his side. As they head back to the corner, Dima up for a new experience. I will keep you posted. Marian Bistrichan, our Slovakian umpire for the match. Lin Gaoyuan watching closely right behind. Cameraman right there as well. Look at those three, look at them. What a cool shot. All right. So as the table gets cleaned out here, Dmitry Ovcharov is gonna have to be fast. We know he has the power. Again, those long strokes he just can't afford against Lin Gaoyuan. The backhand near the table. And again, the footwork. I remember when Jorgen Persson was working with Dmitry Ovcharov, I asked what the main goal was. He said speed and footwork. Understandably so, Jorgen Persson, one of very few players outside of China to be a serious threat to the Chinese for a long portion of his career. Jorgen Persson's still in incredible shape, very physically fit, and there's Samin Rezai, assistant umpire from Iran. So if you're curious, the 2-minute warm-up for some players basically is just to not feel nervous, get in rhythm. Dima exhaling already, has been playing out here quite a bit so far. Seen him today as he fixes the collar. World rank number 3 as of December. Took more titles by far than anybody on the World Tour this year. Took 4 titles, 2 platinums, and 2 regular tour events, World Tour events. And then, in addition, the Men's World Cup. Speaking of which, Jorg Roskopf joined Jorg Roskopf with his name on that cup. Timo Boll and Jorg Roskopf, now 3 German players on that Men's World Cup. Lin Gaoyuan started off in a little bit of trouble against Fang Bo earlier today, but showed strong and pulled through. Champion at the Austrian Open just earlier this year, the 4th seed in this tournament. Climbing in the world rankings, he's number 6, Lu Guozheng. I don't think we've had a chance to talk so far this tournament, just barely, maybe a hello. Ah, yes. But Wang Hao's been in the corner quite a bit. The Chinese men. Lu Guozheng, a hero to many, coming through representing China to save the team in a team event. It's funny how players contribute. Lu Guozheng, an excellent player in his own right, but not a Grand Slam champion. Still, coming through in crucial moments, you can be remembered. Isabel Lee from Singapore doing the same at the World Team Cup in 2015 in Dubai for Singapore against Hong Kong. She will be remembered, the chopper from Singapore, Isabel Lee. We'll see what happens. Haven't seen her as much the professional table tennis on the World Tour recently. Dima, though, big chance here to have a rematch against Fan Zhendong if he gets through this one. Lin Gaoyuan quick to turn on the long serve. Bold attempt to start from Dima, testing the waters a bit. Spin shot from below the table, very smooth from Dima. Looking confident and comfortable right now. Mentality, attitude coming into the match. Excited for the new experience to take down another top player from China.
2-1.
And Lin Gaoyuan, it's funny to say this, but maybe looking to take down a top player from Germany. Oh, Dima! That angle! So fast! Lin Gaoyuan with some impressive shots, but Dima just jaw-dropping backhand here. That was not the point you just saw.
3-2.
Not a bad opportunity for Dima. From below the table with that backhand, he's hit many winners. Dmitry Ovcharov is very physically strong. He gets a lot of wrist on that shot. I think he's developed his speed and his strength, the physical fitness. He's just worked so hard for many years. It's paid off quite a bit. Maybe becoming world #1. If he could take this title as well, if he could take this tournament, he'd have to get through Lin Gaoyuan and Fan Zhendong, but it is not unthinkable the way he's been playing this year. Just missing the table.
5.
And I think about tactics here against Lin Gaoyuan. Lin Gaoyuan, so quick off the bounce with his counterattacks, and if the ball comes long, his reaction time is very solid. Heavy spin here on the tomahawk, let's see. Loaded with underspin, first time. Pretty much everybody does that their first time unless they're overwhelmingly well prepared. Looks like mostly side spin, but the wrist comes under the ball. 2 in a row!
5-4.
I felt it. Receiving serves for Dima, the first 3 times I felt that serve, I was convinced that I was opened enough to get it back over the net, and they all went right back in.
6.
Big
5.
point here for Lin Gaoyuan to regain control, take the lead. Sits up a bit too high. Lin Gaoyuan tucks the wrist back and picks his placement for that wide backhand. Some coaching going on, completely allowed since October 1st, 2016. Very involved. Liu Guozheng.
5-7.
3 in a row into the net, let's see. Little variation here on the spin. Dima sacrifices a little bit, I think trying to earn a 3rd ball. Hoping that Lin Gaoyuan would pop it up after opening up not enough on the first 2. There it is!
7-0.
3 of the first 4 tomahawk serves dumped right into the net. Dima is just so visible and well studied that a lot of professional players know how to handle that serve. But first time seeing it on the screen versus feeling it in person are very different.
8-7.
Game #1 will be good for either player here, but I think Dima definitely going to want to take it. It's going to be more important for him to get the first than Lin Gaoyuan. You know what, I take that back. It's going to be tough either way, but mentally we've seen Lin Gaoyuan he's got the power, he's got the speed, he's got just about everything you need to beat all the best Chinese players in the world, but has lost a few tough ones under pressure on the World Tour. Solid shot, there's the backhand, Lin Gaoyuan. I'm really impressed with Lin Gaoyuan for many reasons, mostly his mentality. It's got to be quite crushing to lose some of the matches he's lost. Behind the table, a confident backhand. He still has such a great attitude on the World Tour, and he's improving his English.
Seven, 10.
That was so confusing to watch when that ball came down. About 6 feet shorter than we thought it might watching it. 3 game points for Lin Gaoyuan. Extra spin on that forehand, and Dima counters out 11-7. Lin Gaoyuan takes game #1, and we'll be back for game #2 right after this.
second game. Lin to serve.
Back for game number 2. Lin Gaoyuan leading 1-0. Let's see, Dima's come back several times before. Soft touch for a long serve to keep that ball right at the back edge of the table. Quite difficult. Very decisive receive from Dima. Gotta love it. Absolutely. People are gonna say, they're just gonna say, why is this sped up? It is not. I'm watching this live. This is how fast they're actually playing. Not there, that's not moving at all, but it was a still shot of how fast they were actually playing. Oh, break off the top of the net, a little fortune here for Dima, but still, he's been playing excellent table tennis so far. The same can be said for Lin Gaoyuan, obviously slightly better in game 1. Now, it's been a while since the tomahawk serve has won Dima a point. Doesn't even have to win him the point outright, but just having him win the point after that serve. I'm curious when we're going to see the backhand serves. See the practice for the footwork, getting into the rhythm, combination play, quick recovery. Not curving back enough.
2, 3.
Ooh, tough location. So wide out to the forehand that by the time Lin Gaoyuan got there, the ball had dropped. The percentages dropped with it. 4-2 here to start. Now, towel-wise, Dima has certain traditions. I don't know if I'd say superstitions. Lin Gaoyuan settling in. Dima holding his pose. Good depth on the table there from Lin Gaoyuan. Good height as well. Dima has a solid forehand flip. Let's look at it from this angle. It seems reasonable that Dima would normally have a more loose, free, sort of faster forehand flip kill on that shot. For example, just a little bit. Maybe from 70 to 80 there. 60 to 70, something like that. Edge of the racket and
4,
back.
5.
I like the way Dima cradled the ball, though, with that side spin in the push game up near the net. And the delayed sigh, the exhale there. Maybe not side, but the exhale doesn't come through. It is a breathing technique that Dima uses. A little bit different than many other athletes in the sport in terms of the timing in relation to the shot. Three in a row for Lin Gaoyuan. He handles that short ball so well. Dima shows, though, that he's coming in every once in a while. If he can go for a flip kill when he comes in with that racket face open, it's going to keep Lin Gaoyuan back a little bit. Lin Gaoyuan won't be so comfortable to move into the table. Recognize the shot, feel confident that he knows what's coming next.
7-5.
Tough break for Dima. That's 4 in a row for Lin Gaoyuan. Second towel break. Not a bad opportunity. Light spin on that pendulum serve. Again, it's all relative, but Dima can generate a lot of spin.
Eight, 5.
Not an easy ball. Dima left some side spin on it, but still Lin Gaoyuan anticipates well, reads the spin, and moves out. Lin Gaoyuan hasn't dropped a point in the last 6 points. That's 6 in a row from down 3-5. Mentally, this has to be quite tough. Dima seems to be doing a good job of keeping it out of his head, though, playing every point.
Let 5-9.
You don't get to world number 1 by obsessing and being emotional and impractical on the table. Service error number 1. Under pressure now. 5 game points for Lin Gaoyuan to take a 2-0 lead. Cool view there for a moment. Little change in perspective of what it looks like. From the side angle, you can really sense, 1, how low the ball is to the net, 2, how fast the ball is moving. Not sure what that was all about.
Down 6.
Huh. And 11-6. Second game point, and Lin Gaoyuan takes it. Try to find out what happened over in the corner and let you know. We'll be back for game 3 after this.
Weich anfliegen, spielt der Normalball und dann auf den Ball drauf gehen zum nächsten Mal. Ja, wird dranbleiben, ja, versuchen. Kann man versuchen. Jeder Ball.
Back for game number 3. Dima looking to be the only non-Chinese player in the final. But again, the incline gets steeper and steeper for this uphill battle. He's down 0-2. Doesn't win the point outright on the tomahawk serve, but wins the point nonetheless. I'm wondering when we're going to see that backhand serve. Tomahawk back again. And this time it does win the point. Overwhelming underspin. I looked down at the court to watch because I saw that you weren't going to be able to see it at home. Clips the top of the net and out on Lin Gaoyuan's opening loop.
1-2.
It's a very well executed serve. Lin Gaoyuan knows how unlikely it is that Dima can play it to the short side of the table. Beautiful shot, so quick to take it down the line. Full extension forehand. Dima trying to keep the blood flowing. He's got the crowd support here, and he's up 3-1. He was up 5-3 last game before Lin Gaoyuan ran ahead, scoring 7 in a row. Clever idea from Dima, trying for that explosive backhand attack over the table. Dima is known for his backhand. You would think against a left-handed player he'd get more backhand opportunities.
3-0.
But the opening from Lin Gaoyuan when he attacks to the backhand has been quite unpredictable and quite fast. Lin Gaoyuan sure is speedy. Tough position to be in this receive. Dima quickly backed off the table. Lin Gaoyuan Jiao a few times, and then Dima Jiao. Not sure if those were connected. Two off the edge in a row. Dima makes the first one, but the second one goes out. These rallies, so exciting to watch. Has to jump to get on top of the backhand. Two in a row. Look how low his stance is.
Time.
And the timeout here for Dima. Down 3-5, he's gonna have a conversation with Jorg Roskopf in the corner. What will it take? The backhand serve, if he could place the backhand serve, I haven't seen it tested yet. I'd love to see that. Shirt change for a little catharsis.
Nächste Ball. Ja, dass sieht, okay, weiterhin dran. Ja. Kämpfst jeden Ball. Ja. Das ist okay, das muss man akzeptieren, dass so gut spielt. Ja. Aber vielleicht kriegt er seinen Einbruch, dann bist du da. Ja, das ist wichtig. Ja. Ja, Spitze ist schlecht, ja, einfach versuchen dran zu bleiben. Ja, das ist gut. Ja. Auf geht's. Come on. Holst du dir die Wahl?
Time out. Time.
So Lu Guozheng over in the corner talking to Lin Gaoyuan. Doesn't look like we're going to see that backhand serve right now. Just trying to think of ways for Dima to get the opening backhand in.
3-6.
Haven't found the answers yet. For me, Dima's backhand is so spinny, and because it's the shorter of the two strokes, it's not so expensive. He can keep his positioning at the table. But this shot does the job. Inside out forehand to the wide forehand corner. And this is a recipe we've seen a lot against left-handed players working effectively. Wide to the forehand early in the points. Lin Gaoyuan's fast, but if he turns the corner often, he's gonna pay for it when Dima plays wide to the forehand. And he steps around for the backhand, gets it into play. This is the weapon of mass destruction for Dima that he's been hiding this entire game, but we know he has it. Anyone who's been watching table tennis in 2017 or for years before knows about this weapon. Almost a touch shot from near the ground. Even making the drop shot, Lin Gaoyuan, that's incredibly difficult to do. This point was so well played by both. Doesn't show until the last moment. Dima stays right at the table. Good pressure from Lin Gaoyuan, not trying to overdo it though while Dima's close to the table. Solid forehand, ball sits up a little bit, and when he has the time for that backswing and to cover on the stroke, it can be very effective. 1-point game.
6-7.
Dima's second serve, still no sign of the backhand serve. And this one pays off. Lin Gaoyuan starts to creep in for the backhand over the table on the forehand side, and Dima checks him. Says, no, I don't think so. Go back to where you came from. Get back to that backhand corner. Backhand receive. This is what I want to see more from Dima. It seems to be a recipe for success. Regardless of who wins this, it will be exciting to see the match continue. Not to mention, of course, a rematch for Dima and Fan Zhendong after what happened in Germany.
Let. 7-8.
Dima up by 1, a chance to go ahead by 2 here. Soft receive with the backhand, but he's there just in case he can use it for the attack. He's got the touch when he needs it. That pinky up, tip of the racket down, backhand receive, and Dima up by 2 with the serves. Pendulum serve once again. Oh, this time Lin Gaoyuan is there. He doesn't move in quickly. Dima takes a chance. And yeah, well, hindsight's 20/20. I think it was bold, and I think it was a good idea, clever. From that camera angle, it almost looked like it fell behind the free arm. Still not bothered, Lin Gaoyuan. Here we go. Backhand serve. Let's see what happens. Experiment. And it sets him up. He keeps it short enough against the left-handed player who's so quick over the table. He has to keep this serve short. He does it with top and side spin, gets the third ball, and it earns him 2 game points.
Turn.
Just long backhand receive. Dima's been very effective in the push game and the opening attack game with that backhand receive. One game point left. Lin Gaoyuan serving against after saving one. There it is, the backhand receive. Stick to what works. Apology quickly, not sure if it caught the edge, but Dima gets his first game on the board. Could be a comeback start, we'll see. 2-1, Lin Gaoyuan leads, and we'll be back for game number 4 right after this.
Thank you. Four game. Lin to serve. Level.
You heard him, game 4, Gaoyuan here to serve.
1 love.
I think Dima's making the right decision here. Lin Gaoyuan playing a little shorter and wider to the forehand side. No, the back edge after all that. Dima just stretched out fully on both sides.
Last 2.
Watch this one more time. This is very uncharacteristic. Covers the middle, stretch backhand, stretch forehand. Backhand turns his back to the table, but can't get that last one, of course. Soft touch with the forehand. Good short game by Dima here. Again, element of surprise. He mixes it up a lot. Lin Gaoyuan's not going to be in over the table for these soft shots.
3-1.
This is tough. This is Dima's game. Quality receive there from Lin Gaoyuan. Too tough that second one. When Dima backs off the table, unless he's giving a counterattack, which he definitely has the power to do and be threatening from back there, if he plays it lukewarm or fishes it back, Lin Gaoyuan is too fast, too strong.
One, 5.
Impressive start to game 4. Lin Gaoyuan up by 4 points in the first towel break. Only one other option to be up by more points. Now, in terms of the big tournaments, if Lin Gaoyuan is to take this tournament up, second opportunity. We'll come back to that thought in a minute. Let was called.
1-5. Let.
Hit the top of the net. Umpires saw it, players didn't clearly. Dima was curious if there was a serve warning. Backhand serve works once again. The percentages are quite good. Now, out of all the different options that Dima has in service to earn points, stick with the backhand right now while it's working, but what about changing up his placement from the start? Long rally, but it works. He gets into the rally here. Better receive from Lin Gaoyuan. The spirit of Rossi in the corner up on his feet. 2 points in a row for Dima. Can understand. Saw the eyebrow raise in the exhale there from Dima. Let service, fortunately for Dima.
5-3.
Lin Gaoyuan raising his hand quickly. Good fair play, of course. Soft shot and a lot of bite on this ball. Heavy rotation. It stays inside the baseline of the table for a second bounce. Table, a light snake and a counter from way off. Lin Gaoyuan 2 for 2 on drop shots, but it didn't win him the point here. No nonsense as soon as the ball comes up that high. Little bend out to the forehand and the pressure right back on. One forehand, but it's a long stroke, and Lin Gaoyuan's timing is a bit earlier and faster. Dima has to recover for a second shot. No can do here, not on this rally. Barely gets the racket head back up for any forward motion. Backhand serve once again. This has become the new tomahawk serve for Dima. I think this could be a metaphor in the sense that we all have, tournament players, we have our favorite serve, a serve that we think will work and we know is likely to trick the opponent, and sometimes it doesn't bother the opponent at all. So you try some other stuff, see what happens. If it's not getting points outright, at least set up that third ball attack whenever possible. Lin Gaoyuan starts to turn the corner. He wants the forehand on the step around, and Dima anticipates and plays it. Dima threatening from way behind the table, comes running in with 1 foot behind him. Beautiful points. Well, Dima definitely has some home court advantage, whether it's his home or not. Spoke Russian to the crowd earlier. They loved it. And that backhand serve once again. This right now is his magic pixie dust. It is getting him through. The tomahawk got 3 out of the first points. 3 out of the first 4 times he used it, they were dumped into the net. That gave him the idea that he could stick with it for a while, but now the backhand serve is where it's at. Strike it while it's hot. Oh no, he was mid-choke! This is not the first time we've seen this. The fist was clenched. He thought it missed the table. Yes, no, man, that hurts. Ah, you feel for Dima, but Lin Gaoyuan ties it back up. In a game this tight, really playing every ball. You can't be sure until it's over. But some quality shots right from the start, and it all starts with that backhand receive. This time he can show. Look how long he waited to show and clinch his fist. Catching the ball first, gives it back shortly after. Up by 1 again. Clever idea. Lin Gaoyuan wants to punish Dima for moving over to the forehand side. Excitement here. We're looking at a possible 2-2. It's tough not to get ahead of yourself and start to imagine the final. And there is Dima's Donik edge tape. The poster boy for Donik right now, world #1. They could not be more happy for him. Backhand serve once again with 2 game points. And that's all it takes. He gets the third ball. Dima ties it up. He will not have to live in regret from showing for that ball that came back on the table. He can put it behind him, right into the chest. Dima back in it. We'll be back for game #5 to see who takes the lead right after this.
然后第二本拳给反手就可以换一下，其实我现在可以到反手来到中间，然后再到正手位去都行。他现在等着呢，所以你的效果不是很好。啊，包括发球的落点，其实以前打的都还可以，就落点稍微有点死，是吧？然后第二个就是你心一定要再定着，不用慌。这发球先起来，主动一点起来，只是落点稍微的有点变化。他现在基本上跟你打发上球也比较多，就基本上不让你去摆脱他正手短，就是你先起就行。这种挑着可以慢一点啊。
Back for game #5, Dima on a roll. First point in a long time that Dima has not won starting with the backhand serve. I don't think that's a reason to stop it though. He can change up the placement a little bit. And he does. A lot of side spin to the middle of the table, but he turns for the forehand attack for the third ball. As confident and as impressive and dangerous as Dima can be with that backhand, still often prefers the forehand, that extra racket speed coming in. Big break here, stays in. This point slips away. Lin Gaoyuan will usually win this point. You can see the little sense of regret there, disappointment anyway. Not a lot of rotation on that push. Lin Gaoyuan overlifting. Ooh, reverse pendulum with some underspin. This is some Timo magic out here. Timo's been very effective with that serve against many opponents. 3-1 lead for Lin Gaoyuan on the receive. Ooh, second bounce, perfect length. Short, it looked like top and side. Maybe it was mostly side spin. Wow, that's a good serve. Quality backhand. Lin Gaoyuan, from the start of this match, was just so clean in his strokes. Hollow handle of Dima. Top heavy racket. Not a bad recovery from the start, but Dima quickly had to surrender the table. You can see he was moving in for that backhand receive on the other side. Finally, Lin Gaoyuan tests him, playing a little bit deeper to the backhand side of the table. The backhand comes into play. Dima makes it a 2-point game. He's got some momentum. He won the last 2. They were tight. And Lin Gaoyuan won the first 2 games. He won by more points. So overall, Lin Gaoyuan scoring more points. Backhand works once again. This is going to feed the confidence of Dima in that backhand serve. We'll go right back to it. What about a third ball with that backhand? Fifth ball, this is a break. Dima playing a soft shot, and Lin Gaoyuan, I'd love to see this again from a different angle. Look at this one, it's high. Ooh, that wingspan of Dima, though, keeps the pressure on Lin Gaoyuan to play that again really wide out to the forehand. Timeout on Lin Gaoyuan's side. Dima's the first one back to the corner. Wants all the conversation he can get with Roscoff right now. World Tour, oh, the logo almost perfectly stopped. One cool thing about being here live, you have a chance to get one of those balls. Limited edition World Tour balls. But not just that, signed by the winners of the matches here. Could see how excited the crowd was.
然后他现在自己来发球也是上球比较多，你大胆的上去，长的你就看瞄都不用瞄，直接就抽他就行，别老这种又怕长的，直接人只要一定要上够就可以啊，一定要坚定一点，半高的这种球别太瞄，直接往前迎着拉就行了啊，加油！
Oh, it's interesting. I remember seeing a lot of videos from the Lu Guoliang days not too long ago where he was being tough on people, and the Chinese fans said very clearly, tough love. No question about it, he loves his players. And seeing Lu Guozheng right there, giving a little bit of tough love. Not nearly as tough as locker room or in training sessions, but really trying to pump up Lin Gaoyuan. Motivate him out here. Get aggressive, get more active. Heavy spin serve right out of the timeout. Breaks the comeback, I'd say. The momentum here from Dima. Backhand over the table. Dima has so many different weapons, but for me, the backhand is going to be a key ingredient, not just on the serve, but in the attack game. My mind might be a bit conditioned after his 2014 victory. Watching that live over Zhang Jiko was just crazy how powerful Dima's backhand can be.
6-7.
It's the third ball opportunity, not an easy one. Looked like Dima felt like the ball was wavering a bit. Happens from time to time. Wouldn't be surprised if he checked it for a crack. Tough to tell there. Took a good look at the ball though. Heavy spin. Second bounce jumps up and it's missed on the contact. Lin Gaoyuan, watch one more time. Nice jump on that second bounce. Light top spin, heavy side. Tied up at 7 apiece. Let's see. Long serve to the backhand could pay off. Beautiful counter. Not sure what it caught, where the apology came from or why it came out. The serve was pretty much the opposite of what I was talking about. Very deep to the corner of the table. Business end of game 5. Dima needs to pull ahead here if he wants to get the advantage. Lin Gaoyuan the same. Deep push pays off. Quite clever play. We haven't seen a deep push like that into the backhand for a long time from Dima. It's a great time to pull it out for surprise. Once again, that spinny backhand, half long to the middle of the table. It is 3 game points for Dima Ovcharov. Backhand serve once again. Oh, edge of the table. Lin Gaoyuan bending away. Good reactionary shot anyway. But Dima will not have the escape he hoped for here. Not so quickly. Would have been tough anyway. Lin Gaoyuan staying alive here. He's got serves on his side if he can get through the first one. Third towel break of the game. Little mini timeout for Lin Gaoyuan. And Dima takes game number 5, 11-8. It is a 3-2 lead. Dima 1 game away from taking the semifinal and earning a spot in the final. Fan Zhendong is waiting. Who's going to be his dinner date? Stay right here to find out. Game number 6 coming up.
Er hat ja auch viel verlegt am Ende. Er hat einen Ball gut gespielt, ja. Aber am Tisch bleiben, nicht zurückdrängen lassen, am Tisch bleiben.
他一个正手短就可以。但其实你现在正手短抓的也挺好的，就是人一定要自信，出手一定要坚定一点就可以啊。
So Dima with the crowd support once again has won the last 3 games in a row.
6th game. Lin to serve. Live all.
Can he make it 4? Will he? The backhand is so tough. Short receive in the follow-up attack. Backhand all day long. When he's in position like this, he's comfortable. It's rare that Lin Gaoyuan gets the ball deep to the backhand and fast in that position. It's tough off a short receive like that. No problem, Dima with the backhand once again. Being the #1 player in the world doesn't always convince everybody that you're the best, but if you're beating Fan Zhendong, you're beating Lin Gaoyuan. Oh, one big backhand, and it's countered quickly. Timed right off the bounce. Lin Gaoyuan so fast. Forehand to forehand. Percentages go down a little bit for Dima, not necessarily less than 50. Feels like it though. Lin Gaoyuan's forehand, but backhand to backhand, or even backhand to forehand, depending on the quality of the opening, Dima in a good position typically. A little bit soft, a little bit hesitant on that first backhand. A little surprised with the placement for the forehand as well. Trouble on the serve. Pendulum with some heavy underspin. What, he says. What? Gonna put me on TV? Fine. Maybe he wasn't looking at the camera either way. Not the typical Kazakh response here. We see a lot of waves, smiles, occasionally arms turned into a heart shape. Oh, this one. If Dima can't convert this to a point, it's just one. But this is a setup that works quite well for him. A little bit more middle of the table. He's more comfortable, it seems, making those backhands. But he does have the length of the table to work with. It's just right into the forehand of Lin Gaoyuan. Dima's gone back to the pendulum serve and it doesn't pay off. I still feel like that backhand serve, he can just mix up the placement and the rotation a little bit more. He still has quite favorable odds using that backhand serve. 4-point lead for Lin Gaoyuan, looking to send this to a 7th game. Beautiful recovery ball in the middle of that rally from Dima, but Lin Gaoyuan not bothered again. Just so focused right now, looping away, looping his way into a 5-point lead. Soft hands here from Lin Gaoyuan, leaves it short on the table. Seemed like Dima was ready for the big opening. Saw him back up a little bit, had to recover, come back in. Slap shot, all forehand in this rally, everything from the serve. The backhand had been working quite well, but look at this, tomahawk, you remember that from earlier on? 1, 2, 3. At least he wasn't showing here. He's learned his lesson. It only takes one in a match. Tomahawk again. Big forehand on the step around. A long way to go here in game 6. Second towel break of the game. Dima down by only 4 now. Ball sits up just enough, even though it's at the baseline of the table. Dima gets a relatively confident counterattack in. Oh, wow, Lin Gaoyuan handles the pressure, anticipates it. Flat shot slapped back to the forehand side. Dima still coming down, Lin Gaoyuan just floating through the court. Like a butterfly, so light on his feet. Heavy topspin from the backhand side, and the more expensive forehand stroke a little bit late. 6 game points for Lin Gaoyuan. Dima's played so many 7-game matches this year. Already today, Tomokazu Harimoto gave him some incredible practice. And Lin Gaoyuan escapes 11-4. So game number 7, it's coming down to the wire. Get yourself comfy. Do that instead. It'll be a better choice because it's a word and it's a thing you can do. Game 7 coming up right after this.
让他上来爆0-0没关系，他这种球他也没怎么输，是吧？然后一定要这种落点上，一个正手短，一个反手短，然后中间长，3个落点，你要来回的变。然后他现在上来有可能发反手发你正手拱的这种情况下，如果不敢上来用反手领的情况，正手推的时候稍微慢一点，包括摆的时候也可以慢一点，控过去，控他一个半柱台，他一蹲下来一掉，你也可以用正手直接反拉上来推。那半柱台一定要迎上去啊，别等人斜过来插进去。
7 game, off Charov to serve, love all.
Back for game number 7. Dima back to the backhand serve. Let's see what happens. Lin Gaoyuan with a nice recovery receive there. Changed his mind from the back of the table. Still produced a pretty impressive receive. Dima comes racing in. He knows the pattern. The first time the ball gets above head height, or above that by a lot, let's say, a lob, Lin Gaoyuan quick to try the drop. Not easy to do, especially from the baseline of the table. Oh, beautiful forehand. Turns and plays it the other way. From the middle of the table, inside out and out of reach, Lin Gaoyuan, no chance here. Confident Dima drives forward with that racket head over the ball. Dima classic forehand. too good. Surprise from Lin Gaoyuan. I had no idea watching where that ball was going to go. Seemed like it was pretty impossible to tell. Dima on the other side as well. Started to go out to the forehand. The free hand comes up in an attempt to catch the ball. Ooh, break for Dima. Soft shot, leaves the pressure on. You know, the internet is a very tough place in terms of comments. Lin Gaoyuan is an incredible player who's had some very difficult losses in long matches this year. Oh, clever idea. Little side spin left on it, and the ball carries wide. 3 points apiece. So first towel break of the game. Corners can't get much sharper than that. It's been a long day here, an exciting one nonetheless. Excuse me if my English comes out sounding like another language. Opening backhand all day long. When Dima can go aggressive, the height of the ball doesn't have to be even net height necessarily. Dima takes it from below net height over the table and still produces that big of a threat. What a recovery. Dima's gonna switch sides of the table with some momentum, up 5-3. Liu Guozheng on his feet, trying to power up Lin Gaoyuan. This is an awkward ball coming back. Dima with the racket head bent way back, his wrist curved around the ball for top spin and a little bit aside. Again, this is their first time playing on the World Tour. Forehand flip kill, not enough. Not a bad shot, but Lin Gaoyuan is quick to recover. Again, very agile, very fast. Taking that one a little bit late. It's gonna be tough to play inside out, less topspin. Arc of the ball doesn't guarantee you as safe of a shot. A risk Dima has to take though. Quality point, but I still wonder, the backhand serve, the percentages are higher than any other serve. It's not the first time we've seen Dima go behind the head with the racket.
Play, please.
You can understand they want the time right now to think. Crucial, crucial points. Oh, a service error from Lin Gaoyuan. Right, that might be the first service error. It's the first one I recall from Lin Gaoyuan. Dima already had one. In terms of timing, pressure, under pressure, is when they tend to come out more. When you've got such a strong receiver on the other side, it puts a lot of pressure on. The forehand of Lin Gaoyuan. Dima can't really get into these rallies with that forehand unless he's aggressive first. Short shots over the table. Second towel break, and once again, dead even. Dima switched sides of the table at 5-3. So 3 of the next 4 points have gone to Lin Gaoyuan. So Dima, what do you think about that backhand serve? Going back to the tomahawk. This is an unconventional way for Dima to win a point, but he wins the point. Short stroke forehand, giving back all the speed that Lin Gaoyuan brings, giving back all the spin as well. Just sort of guides it forward. Nice change of pace from Dima. Gets himself set up for the backhand rocket. Another tomahawk here. And once again, the underspin is overwhelming. Overwhelming under spin from Dima's tomahawk sets him up by 2 points in the lead. The Dima fan club of Kazakhstan here in the crowd, it seems.
Let 6-8.
Oh, good backhand receive. Lin Gaoyuan going bold, playing it right back to where Dima came from. He steps that far around. Lin Gaoyuan knows it's not a lot of space to get through, but it's going to be a very tough space to get back to. One of the most frustrating things in table tennis is when your opponent, if you move early or you're on the move, the opponent plays it right behind you. Good strategy though, good tactic. 1 point between them, second serve. Soft, spinny one from below the table, a confident receive. This is experience and this is hard work. Dima to take this shot, so uncomfortable, has to keep the elbow back a little bit to avoid the edge of the table. 2 point lead once again, 9-7, and Dima has the serves. Tomahawk it is. Ooh, the shot he loves so much, that wristy backhand. But a heavy push received from Lin Gaoyuan deters that third ball. Shuts it down. Back to the backhand serve. Will it work? If not, it's 9-9 in game 7. Long to the forehand with topspin, and instead it's 2 game points and 2 match points for Dima to create the rematch that the world wants to see between Dima and Fan Zhendong. They produced a 15-13 historic game 7 in Germany just over a month ago. Will he do it? Will this be the racket of the winner? Lin Gaoyuan has 2 serves if he can get through the first. Ooh, man.
10.
Top of the net and right at the baseline. Nobody likes to see a match end on a service error. Instead, it's just a let. Risky serve and a risky receive goes long. Moneyball, where are the percentages? Just curious what will come out in this next shot. Not that risky, it's a reasonable shot to take. With a risky serve coming in, if you play it safe, you're just gonna give a third ball attack. It's gonna be too easy for Lin Gaoyuan, so I think it was the right decision for Dima to go for that. 1 match point saved, 1 to go. Risky serve again, and he goes for the backhand. A full spin of the racket as he tosses hands in the air. Tension building. Lin Gaoyuan has been on the other side of this coin before. He's been on the tail end of it, having match points taken away. Dima looking to earn himself 1 more match point here. Backhand serve. Exhale tension, inhale confidence. Watches it fly back. 1, he says. Is it number 1? Is it all I need is 1? Is it first time I've made the point this way? Is it number 1 in the world? Dima with a 3rd match point. Performance, deuce in game number 7, and not for lack of an opponent. Lin Gaoyuan fighting back to save 2 match points, and wow, Dima, he will have the chance to repeat his performance. We will see what happens. It will be Fan Zhendong and Dima Ovtcharov, and the smile comes out. Coach of the Year gets a good hug, and big smiles in the German corner. What a match to watch live. just chilling. The exhales of Dima and the silence of the crowd through the tension, just penetrating the tension. You could hear him ripping shot after shot, and the exhales finally pay off. Focused all the way through. Dima wins 12-10 in the 7th. Can't wait to hear his interview. Stick around because Johnny Cowan will be down on the court to talk to the January of 2018 world #1, the man of 2017, and the finalist now for tomorrow's men's singles final, Dmitry Ovcharovs.